Okay, that was ugly. Welcome to my channel. My name is Janaea, but yeah, I don't know why I said but anyway, my name is Janaea. It's my first video, yada yada yada. So I kept asking people like, what should I like do for my first video, because I didn't know what to do. And you know, everybody just said, you know, do your pregnancy story. So this video, as you could tell by the title, will be me finding out I was pregnant at 19. And it'll be this is going to be like a two-part. Like, this first part is going to be how I found out and how I told people and stuff like that. The next video that I post will be how I met her dad, where we stand, how everything was while I was pregnant, how everything was for her while I was pregnant, and then how everything was after I gave birth and all of that stuff. Each video will have pictures and videos as well added to it. So let's just get into the video. Okay, so May 14th, 2019, I was with my sister and my niece, and we were going to the mall. So as we're walking around the mall or whatever, getting ready to leave, my sister was like, oh, I need to go to Walmart because I have to get Pampers or something, like pull-ups, something like that for Leilani, which is my niece. So I was like, okay, like, don't tell anybody, but like, I'm gonna get a pregnancy test because it says on my app that I'm 7 days late. But I was on birth control before, so it was like, it did that before. So I was like, who's pregnant, not me? But so we go to Walmart and she goes her way, I go my way. So I go get the pregnancy test, then I go to the bathroom. Yes, I took the test at Walmart. Yes. So as you know, I pee on the test or whatever, and I got like the digital ones. I didn't get them cheap little, you gotta see the line. I got the one that says not pregnant or pregnant on it. So you know, like little gray boxes on like the door or whatever, I put the pregnancy test right there so that I can stand up, pull up my pants, all that other stuff. It says it's gonna show the results in like 2-3 minutes. When I tell you it popped up pregnant within like 30 seconds, that's what it was. I immediately started bawling. I hit the waterworks. I was bawling. When I tell you, crying so hard. So I walk out the bathroom, still crying. I called my best friend of mine. I was like, I'm pregnant, oh my God. All this other stuff. And she was like, oh my God, best friend, yada, yada, yada. So I see my sister walking this way and I'm walking this way. I moved her bawling even harder. And then she was having problems with her relationship or whatever. And we were just talking about getting our own apartment, whatever. So I was like, oh my God, like, we have to get our own apartment now. Like, they're gonna hate me. They're gonna kick me out the house. All this other stuff. Talking about my parents, like, they're gonna kick me out for being pregnant at 19. And she was like, you're pregnant? I was like, yes. I was like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to tell mommy? Yada, yada. And she's like, we'll just tell her tonight. Or we'll just tell her soon. So I was like, okay. So we get in the car. I'm still bawling. I mean, I was shaking. I was so scared. So I still had another test left. So my sister was like, you know what? It could be wrong. Something could be wrong. So just go to the bathroom. The first time you need to go to the bathroom when you wake up. Take the test. So I took that literally. And I went to the bathroom at 5 a.m. on the 15th, which is the next morning. Pregnant. So me and my sister decided to go to the Women's Care Center to really get that test and see if I could get an ultrasound if I am pregnant or not. So we go around like 2 o'clock or whatever, and they were like, oh, you need a pregnancy test? I was like, yes. So I took the test and I went back in the room and they were just talking to me about everything and stuff like that. And she came back and she was like, okay, well, you're pregnant. It came out positive. She said, do you want an ultrasound or whatever? I was like, yes, I want an ultrasound or whatever. So they gave me an ultrasound or whatever, and shout out to Latanya because I freaking love her. That's my favorite person ever. She did all my appointments there when I went there, but it showed that I was like, it didn't show like the baby yet, but it showed like stuff where you can see it. So she was like, you're about a month. I was about a month pregnant when I found out. Keep in mind I was 19, so I was doing 19-year-old things. I was doing stuff that I'm not gonna say, but yeah. So I found out, and then that same day, I think we go back to Walmart. Yeah, me and my sister went back to Walmart. I don't know why, but I was texting her dad, my baby's dad, and I was just like, hey, I need to talk to you, but it's something. At this point, me and him weren't together. I'm just throwing it up there. Like, we just went our separate ways. Like, I kid you not, 2 or 3 days before that, we were just like, okay, cool. He was going to talk to whoever he was going to, whatever. But I was like, okay, which to me, it felt like a sign, and I'm not going to get too much into this because, like I said, I'm going to make a part 2 video and you guys are going to know about all that stuff. But before, it was like we texted 2 or 3 days before that, and then he was just like, if we're meant to be together, then God's going to give us a sign. So I was like, okay, that's fair enough. If we're meant to be, then we'll be. Then 2 days later, I found out I was pregnant. So I texted him and I was just like, hey, yada. And then I was texting my brother, Carlos, and I told him like, hey, I'm pregnant, whatever. I guess he went on his way and told Ty before I even him. Oh yeah, her dad's name is Ty. I guess he went and told him before I did, which was kind of annoying, but it's whatever. So, what was I gonna say? Okay. I was texting him and I was just like, hey, like, or whatever. Then he was just like, no, you can just text me. Like, you don't need to call me, or like, you don't need to see me in person. So that's how serious he was about this. We're not going to be together type thing. So like 5 minutes later, Carlos told me he texted me, and Ty told Carlos, my brother, and was like, I'm not having no kids. So I texted Ty, I was like, you know what, never mind. What you told Carlos was enough. That's when I'm gonna pop in the message right here. That's when he was like, oh, you're lying. Like, no, you're not, blah, blah. Like, you said this before, which I did because I got one of those sheep tests before and it popped up wrong. So, whatever. But he was just like, no, you're not. I'm gonna block you because this shit is annoying, whatever. So, cool. Right there, I was heartbroken because I was like, really? Like, what? I sent his brother, or whatever. I sent him the picture, which is when you go to the Women's Care Center, they give you this. So it shows the date, May 15th, and then my estimated due date was January 14th, 2020. And yeah. So there's my proof that I was pregnant. So I sent that, and I didn't text him all day. Then he texted me about 8 o'clock at night and was like, so are you really pregnant? And I was like, yes. And he was like, well, can you come over so we can talk about this? So, you know, I got in my car and whipped it to his house, and we sat in the car and talked about it. We talked about, like, you know, trying to work on us and become a family, whatever, because we both didn't want to split household, but that's for the other video. Anyway, so that was the baby's dad's reaction. Now, when I tell you I didn't know how to tell my parents, I mean I didn't know how to tell them at all. I found out when I was about a month, so I was like 4 or 5 weeks. I didn't tell them till I was in my second trimester, which was about 12, 13 weeks. And since before then I was still going to appointments. Like I was going to get an ultrasound to see if we've seen anything yet, all this other stuff before I even told them. So hiding that was hard enough. But I was going to church on Sunday, so I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna write a letter. Yes, your girl wrote a letter. I wrote a letter to my parents saying that I was pregnant, and I hope they don't hate me, and I hope that I'm still a little girl, and yada yada yada. And my mom, like, she was crying. My dad was crying. My mom, like, she was kind of mad at me about it at first. Like, she was just like, no, you're not going through with this, all this other stuff. And my dad, like, he didn't say nothing to me for like 4 or 5 days. And when I mean nothing, I mean he would walk past me in the house and not say not one word. Like, he was really disappointed. And so there was nothing I could do. Like, I just could just go over my day, because me, I'm against abortions and all that. So I wasn't even thinking, like, I'm not getting that. I'm not at all. But so that was that. And I don't think I posted it till like probably like July. Like sometime in July, that's probably the first time I posted that I was pregnant. Like, I just kept it quiet that whole time, because I think I posted a meme on Snapchat, on my private story on Snapchat, and it was just like, I think it was like Lisa Simpson, and she had like a bump or something like that, and she was like, this summer you girls are something like that, whatever. And I didn't say anything because somebody had told my baby's dad, and he was just like, stop telling people that she's mine, all this other shit. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. So we had a really rocky thing, which is going to be in the next video also. So yeah, but that was that. And the first time I seen her was, let's see, which she's Avon Girl, if you haven't caught on to that, which was 5/29. That's when she finally popped up. Let me get this picture. Here's one of the pictures. And that's the first time I ever seen her. And I think I heard her heartbeat that day too, so I'll put that video in as well. And then that's when it, like, I think that's when it hit me. Like, it really hit me, like, damn. Like, those whole 14 days, like, I was just like, okay, whatever. Because I didn't really see anything yet, so. But that appointment, when I finally heard a heartbeat and I finally seen something, that's when I was like, okay, like, oh my God, I'm actually pregnant. Like, it was scary. Like, I don't even know what was going through my head. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I was probably crying for like weeks. So I was just like, damn, like, growing up, I never thought I would be a teen mom, like pregnant at a teen age. Like, I always thought, like, oh, I'm having my first kid when I'm like 21 or whatever. And like, me and her dad, like, I'm not gonna lie, we weren't preventing it, because yeah, I was on birth control and we weren't using protection and other things. Obviously we weren't doing anything to prevent it, like, but honestly, we probably didn't think that it was just gonna happen to us. Like, it sounds goofy, but I don't think we thought it was gonna happen. So yeah, that was kind of shocking. And when he told his mom, like, she was cussing him out. So I heard, I didn't, like, he didn't tell me, but somebody else told me that she was like cussing him out or whatever, and all that. And me and him were probably together for a year at this time when I found out. We're like on and off for like a year now. So it was like, oh my God. Like, we talked about kids before, you know. We were like in a serious relationship, so we talked about kids and names and all this other stuff. So like, I was kind of happy because this is somebody that I wanted to have my kids with. but I'm not gonna get into that because then sad story. But back to when he told me like it's meant to be. So I was just thinking like, you know, this is a sign. Like this is the sign we're meant to be together, because he gave me a child by you. Like he let me have your first kid. Let's fast forward. Enough of that. So probably, I would say September, I had my gender reveal, which I will insert the video right there.
Oh, I knew it. Hey,
So yeah, found out we're having a girl, and that's when I was just like, oh my god. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted a boy first, but it is what it is. I love my daughter. She's out over there knocked out. She'll be in one of these videos sooner or later, probably in the next one or something. But yeah, it was crazy. Everybody was just like, everybody was shocked, to be honest. And I don't think anybody thought, especially not that soon, that I would be pregnant. Especially people back home, because I'm originally from California, but I live in Indiana right now. So we moved about 3 years before I found out. So in 2016, I moved here. So everybody in California were just like, oh my god, like she got pregnant. And I was just like, fuck you. But anyway, yeah. So that's how I found out. That's my first video. There's not really much to say or anything, because the next video is going to be longer and like more detailed and stuff. But here, my next one was like right there. And then when I finally seen like she wasn't a little shrimp anymore, she was just like a full size, like a baby, was June 19th. And yeah, so yeah, that is how I found out I was pregnant at 19. How I told people, or who I told. Like, I don't really talk to many people, so I didn't really like, hey, I'm pregnant type shit. But that's about it, and I hope you guys subscribe. So like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get my subscribers up, let's get my views up, and I'll see you guys with my other video.